Glass floor under our feet, nothing but air below. नीचे देखा और दिल एकदम उछल गया. 3 vlogs, 2 trips. First, it was Gurdongmar Lake up north, and now, finally, we stood face to face with Kanchenjunga. ये है हमारी सिक्किम कहानी का आखिरी पन्ना. Pelling, Namchi, Ravangla. Namaste and welcome to Journeying Souls. This is Rahul and Sweetie, and over this series, we have taken you from Gangtok and Nathula Pass up into the high passes of North Sikkim and Gurdongmar Lake. And now, in this final chapter, we are covering Pelling, Namchi and Ravangla. A quick planning note before we get into. If you are coming from Lachung or anywhere in North Sikkim, our advice is to break the journey. Head back to Gangtok first for an overnight stopover, which is about 6 to 7 hours, and then continue to Pelling the next morning. Lachung to Pelling directly is technically doable, but trust us, that's a serious long haul. अपनी spine को एक permanent gift देने जैसा है. As we mentioned earlier in this series, we actually visited Sikkim across 2 separate trips. Our first covered Pelling, Ravangla and Gangtok, and our second took us deep into North Sikkim. We are stitching both journeys together here so you can get the complete Sikkim picture in order. So on budget, a Gangtok and Pelling circuit, hotels, sightseeing and vehicle included will run around 40,000 to 50,000 rupees for 4 nights, 5 days. North Sikkim costs a bit more given the road conditions, permits and high altitude terrain. So a Gangtok Lachung trip works out roughly around 60,000 to 70,000 rupees for 5 nights, 6 days. One tip worth considering, you could also club both the legs into a single trip and cover the whole state in one go, somewhere around 8 to 10 days or more. It often works out to be more cost effective than splitting it in 2 separate trips like we did. These rates shift over time, kind of like Sikkim's weather. So for the most current numbers, reach out to Shuku at WeCare Holidays for a full Northeast package, or contact David directly if you'd rather hire just a cab and book your own hotels. Both contacts are in the description below, same as we shared in our first Sikkim vlog. Now then, let's talk about our own experience. Pelling is one of the best places in Sikkim for views of the mighty Mount Kanchenjunga. Arguably, the closest and clearest you'll get anywhere in the state. We stayed at Magpie Pachhu Village Resort, a quiet offbeat property in Chombong village, which is 2.8 to 3 kilometers from Pelling's main town. Think forest side calm, spacious rooms with large balconies, and Kanchenjunga sitting right there. Snow-capped and clear, practically outside the window. Well, हम दोनों generally market के पास रहना पसंद करते हैं, but this one changed our minds. Away from the hustle, quiet in a way most of our other stays in Sikkim weren't. We couldn't actually walk up close to the mountain, but having the world's 3rd highest peak sitting right there from a balcony every morning was close enough. Sweetie was genuinely happy here, and if you've traveled with her on our mountain trips before, you know that that's not the easiest thing to pull off. This ended up being our favorite stay for the entire trip. When you're in Pelling, there are a few local sightseeing spots worth covering. Here's what we managed to fit in on our day trip, arranged by WeCare and Shuku. First stop, Pemayangtse Monastery, built all the way back in 1705. It's spread across 3 floors. The first and second show images of Guru Padmasambhava and his various manifestations, while the top floor, known as Padmasambhava's Palace, is built entirely from wood and considered an absolute masterpiece of craftsmanship. 3 मंजिल चढ़ना इतनी हाइट पे थोड़ा कार्डियो भी हो गया था साथ में. A good stop overall, calm and worth the half an hour or so you'll spend here. Next, Kanchenjunga Waterfalls. It's one of Pelling's most popular stops for a good reason. A proper must-see on any itinerary here. Then the Skywalk, and this one really deserves a proper introduction. It's India's first glass skywalk, inaugurated back in November 2018, sitting at an altitude of 7,200 feet above sea level. Right beside the 137-foot Chenrezig statue, one of the tallest Chenrezig statues anywhere. A flight of stairs lined with golden prayer wheels leads up to the statue, and from the walkway itself you can spot the Tista and Rangit rivers winding through the valley below. Entry is a modest 50 rupees and it's open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. अब honestly बता दे, the moment you look down through that glass floor and see nothing but open air beneath your feet, दिल थोड़ा जोर से धड़कता है. Sweetie grabbed my hand so hard on that first step, it might genuinely be the most memorable 10 seconds of the whole trip. This was our first time ever walking on a glass bridge, so that alone made it special. Full disclosure though, there was a cloud cover that day we visited, so we missed out on the panoramic Kanchenjunga views this place is known for. On a clear day, walking across that glass with Kanchenjunga filling the horizon would be something else entirely. So check the forecast before you go. If you've got extra time, Darap village and Rabdentse ruins, the 16th century former capital of Sikkim, are both worth adding on. But if you only manage one thing in Pelling, make it the skywalk on a clear day. Nothing else here quite matches Kanchenjunga through that glass floor. Quick pause. If a glass floor at 7,200 feet doesn't earn a subscribe, we don't know what does. Stick around too, because Namchi's giant Shiva statue and Ravangla's golden Buddha are still ahead. And this is the video where we wrap up the entire Sikkim series. Hit subscribe so you don't miss how it all ends. The next morning we left Pelling for Gangtok, breaking the journey with stops at Namchi and Ravangla. First up was the Namchi Char Dham, officially the Siddheshwar Dham, a major religious and cultural complex about 5 kilometers from Namchi. The centerpiece is a soaring 108-foot Lord Shiva statue surrounded by replicas of India's 4 sacred dhams, Badrinath, Dwarka, Puri and Rameshwaram, along with all 12 Jyotirlingas replicas. It is a great visit if you are spiritually inclined, since you'll get all 4 dhams represented in a single place, and the complex itself is sprawling, so budget more time here than you'd expect.
शिव जी का इतना विशाल स्वरूप देखकर कुछ देर के लिए तो नजरें और गर्दन दोनों ही ऊपर थम गई.
And from there we stopped at Ravangla, which falls within the Namchi district. If you've got a spare day, we would definitely recommend an overnight stay here. It's one of the most peaceful scenic towns we've visited in Sikkim. So peaceful, in fact, that for a minute we forgot we were vlogging and not on the same silent meditation retreat. इतनी शांति थी कि बस बैठे रह गए. Ravangla sits at about 7,000 feet in South Sikkim and is best known for the towering golden statue of Gautam Buddha at Buddha Park, along with sweeping Kanchenjunga views, old Buddhist monasteries and a handful of trekking trails. We loved our time at Buddha Park especially, a properly peaceful spot to just sit and take it in. यहाँ का सुकून कुछ और ही था. Same story as the skywalk though. Cloud cover that day meant we couldn't spot Kanchenjunga rising behind the statue, which is apparently quite a sight on a clear day. From Ravangla, we made our way back to Gangtok for the night, checking into Hotel Cilantro, the same property we stayed at right at the start of this series back in vlog 1. Felt fitting to end the trip where it began. One honest comparison for anyone trying to decide where to prioritize: South and West Sikkim have noticeably better developed infrastructure than the North, smoother roads, easier logistics, more amenities along the way. But it really comes down to what you're chasing. North Sikkim's highlight is unmistakably Gurudongmar Lake. Nothing else in the state comes close to matching that. South and West Sikkim, on the other hand, gives you the closest Kanchenjunga views, a wide spread of sightseeing and a far more relaxing, peaceful pace overall. Whichever way you go though, steer clear of the monsoon months. June through September gets risky with landslides and road closures. If you've got the time, do both. If you can only pick one, let that be your deciding factor. And that's where we close out our Sikkim series. 3 vlogs, 2 trips and more memories than we could ever fit into one video. In vlog 1, we started right here in Gangtok and pushed up to Nathula Pass. Vlog 2 took us deep into North Sikkim, chasing Gurudongmar Lake through landslides and power cuts. And this one brought us full circle. Pelling, Namchi, Ravangla and Kanchenjunga finally up close. If you've enjoyed this series, subscribe to Journeying Souls Rahul and Sweetie, drop a comment, hit the like button, and if you've missed vlog 1 or vlog 2, go catch up. Links are right there in the description. See you on the next adventure. Jai Hind.